So whenever I post any pictures on social media or forums of the Renegade, a lot of people are interested in the spare tire hitch mount that I put on her. And a lot of people are curious to how I got it to look that way and where did I purchase these parts. Luckily for all of you, I had already made a video. I just never put it together because I didn't think she was going to get a lot of interest. But since she's gained a lot of interest, I'm going to go ahead and post a video along with the link in the description with all the parts that I purchased, and any parts that's not in the description you'll be able to find at your local auto parts store. For example, your connectors and your license plate mount. Other than that, let's get into it. So this is the spare tire hitch assembly. This is the third wheel brake light, and these are all the tools that's going to be needed to get the job done. Okay, now I already drilled the hole out right here and this is going to be the hole to feed the wire for this. Now this is a little too long. I already marked it out right here. I'm going to cut this so that way this is not sticking out so much. Then after I do that, we're going to go ahead and continue the rest of the project. So I'll be right back and go ahead and cut this first, and then we'll continue. And drill another hole over here and another hole over here and another one over here. These two holes is going to get attached to each other kind of like that with the screw, and the tire is going to be in the middle, and this is going to get mounted up against here like that, and then the tire is going to go on top of that, and then this is going to go like that, and this screw is going to go through like that, holding that license plate mount up against the tire. These wires is going to get fed through this hole, and it's going to come out the bottom, and this is going to get fed through here. It's going to go out the back of here and then come down, and it's going to come through this hole and then make its way through here and get fed through here. But what I'm going to do is on the back of here, I'm going to cut this, run it through how to go up the top like that, and cut this piece off, and have a female and a male disconnect, connecting that there like that. So if I ever need to take off the tire, I can just disconnect the license plate mount, and then I'll be able to take off the tire and use it if need. So that's how that's gonna get set up. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add the tire to here. I'm gonna mount it up, get the tire on, and then I'm gonna start wiring it all up, making it look nice and pretty. So you'll be able to get to enjoy the fun part now that I've finished doing the boring part of drilling all the holes. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and mount the tire onto here, and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so now that we got the tire mounted, we're gonna go ahead and add the license plate mount, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and feed the wire through the hitch assembly. So first I'm gonna add this and slide the wire through the hole, one of the lug nut holes, and then I'm gonna slide the screw through the hole that we drilled earlier. Okay, so now that we got that part all set up and the wire fed through, we're gonna split this up and we're going to cut off the green and yellow wire because we're not gonna be using that. That is your left turn signal and your right turn signal dash brake lights. For this setup that I'm gonna be going with, I'm not gonna be using that. I'm gonna be using it as a light that turns on alongside with the license plate light. So I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna use it as the extension that's gonna get connected to the third wheel light. So go ahead and stretch that off. I'm gonna cut about this much off so that way I can be able to tape it up over here and make sure it stays waterproof. And then this side I'm gonna use to connect to the ring light around the wheel, inside the wheel. This part we're gonna leave for later. I'm gonna start with this part first. So go ahead and strip this right here. Strip this one. And this is gonna get put into the connector. One is gonna be a male and the other one's gonna be a female, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. One's gonna be a male and then the other one's gonna be a female. So it's the female and it's the male. So for this one, I'm gonna make the green one the male, or female, I mean. Alright, that part is in. This one is gonna be the male. Nice and secure. Put that together, and now we're going to move on to the connectors being put onto the ring light. We're going to call it a ring light. So these wires already came pre-stripped. They're pretty short, but just enough to get the job done. So in this case, I'm going to be using the green wire with the black and the yellow wire with the white. In this case, the green wire has a female connection and the yellow wire has a male connection. So I'm gonna put the male connection onto the black and a female connection onto the white. So I'm gonna start with the black and then I'm gonna do the white afterwards. Now that that's all set up, we're gonna go ahead and get this part wired up to this. And you're gonna keep in mind that black goes to black, then the red will go with the white. So if you remember back there, I connected the black to the green, and then I connected the white to the yellow. So the red and the yellow will go together, and blue and black will go together. And it's gonna get attached to this. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Pull that apart. Let's strip this. This one. Twist that up. So now that we got the wires all done through and all pretty, we're gonna go ahead and get it connected to the trailer hitch connector. And we're gonna use the same disconnects that we used before, just in case anything happens with the wiring setup and I need to go through and disconnect everything in the future, just in case. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same disconnects. And just keep in mind that, remember that I tied the black with the green and the white with the yellow. So we're gonna tie the white, which is gonna be the yellow and red with the white, and then the black, which is the black and green with the brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now.